I'll just start right now while they're setting up.
Just give us one second.
Well, I mean, I'll just start and you guys can hook
I'm
up.
recording.
So, you went to SUNY, then you went to Baltimore. Why?
Well, after school, a bunch of friends of mine wanted to stay like living together and working together, and we were all very broke and didn't want to move to New York because it's a very expensive city, and I'd lived here for a little bit, and it seemed like all I did all day was like work, and then by the time I got home I was too tired to like do what I actually wanted to do. And we knew we wanted to live in an urban setting, but we didn't want to move to Manhattan or Brooklyn or put up with all the economic stress, so Baltimore seemed like a good place. It was a very open city and very affordable, and we found a warehouse space that seemed like just on the cusp of a good and bad neighborhood. It worked out really well.
Awesome. And what was the idea behind like Wham City when you initially started?
I was pretty much didn't really have an idea other than a group of friends that would work and live together and support each other's ideas, even if they were contrary to their own, and just sort of try to, I don't know, make themselves their own sort of incestual and insular group.
Awesome. And did you ever dream that it would get something this big? Like,
I don't know. I don't know if I dreamed about. I mean, like I definitely like at times would be like, wow, it would be awesome if people came to the shows or if anyone liked the music. So it's interesting to see how that reality comes. I guess the phrase "be careful what you wish for" definitely comes true. I mean, I'm definitely grateful for the way it went down and that so many people like the music. Just wish it wasn't so cold out right now. That would be
yeah. Do you want a jacket, by the way? I could give you one.
No, I'm fine. No, I mean, I don't mean be careful what you wish for. I guess I just mean like, I feel like for some reason I feel like there's a lot of talent in Baltimore right now, and for some reason like I got like picked out amongst like a very wide selection. I just wish it was more of a equal distribution. I feel like there's a lot of people in Baltimore that are working just as hard and making just as good stuff, and I'd like to see them get. Which I think Todd P. is someone in New York that recognizes that, and I'm really happy that he's booked all these other Baltimore bands tonight. And I think it's going to be a fun show.
Yeah, definitely. Would you say Baltimore is the new Brooklyn, as the song goes? No.
I would never say that about Baltimore.
Good.
It's certainly.
What happened to the copycat exactly?
It still exists, but it has
Yeah.
a new building manager, and the owner takes a lot more stringent approach. He's a horrible, horrible man, and the old building manager was very lax and had like a different approach to life than the current building manager. It was just sort of like a golden period where like controlled chaos could happen in a really beautiful way.
Nice.
And then some people took advantage of it and ruined it for everybody. And we got most of the blame for that, which is a bummer, but I guess that's how history's written.
Are you happy with your new location, though? The new Wham City?
We don't really have a new Wham City. We just sort of book stuff around town, and we've got like a temporary spot, but it's 21 and up, and we really want to be all ages. And it's very small. We're very into fast spaces that can be, manipulated very easily. So I still think the new space is coming, but I don't know if it would be a new Wham City. I don't want to try to recreate something that's already existed. I'd rather. There's a lot of new people there, like a whole crew of new people from Purchase and a whole crew of new people from North Carolina, and it'd be nice to try to. I feel like a lot of people, there's like that golden period, and they try to like capture that. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather just have something grow more organically than like trying to recreate what used to exist. But it could be tricky since we already have this sort of like preconceived notion of what we used to do and what we do, and before there was no like pre-existent knowledge to work within, and now we sort of have this basis in our heads of like the experience sort of been. We're not as naive in both the positive and the negative aspects. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sort of. So I was talking to Dan Haidt, and he was talking about how you convinced everybody to move down with you to Baltimore. How did you go
Sort
about
of.
that? Well,
I just told him how cheap it would be. It worked.
Nice. Is there like when you go in to make music, do you have some sort of notion of what you want to do, like in terms of?
Do you mean like piece by piece, or?
Yeah, piece by piece. Like,
No, I'd say when I sit down and sort of just like jamming in a way, just like seeing what comes out. And once the song starts to take form, I'll try to steer it in a certain direction, and But at first, it's very much just like whatever flows out, flows out. Or sometimes, I'll have like an idea that pops away and I'll try to develop that, or I don't know. It sort of changes from piece to piece, I'd say.
Cool. And you're doing the new tour now, for Brahms, where you're doing a full band.
Yeah.
How did that come out? Have you always wanted to do that?
Well, I never wanted to be like a solo act, and now that's got to the point where I can I'm playing places that have large enough facilities where I can play with other people. Does it make sense to have stuff on an iPod when I could have people performing with me?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. And when does that tour start?
April 2nd or 3rd.
Cool. And the last show is at the 930 Club, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I'll be there.
Cool.
Really cool.
That was
That was awesome. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We really